once again, I am Rosito de Orquesta, and welcome to Pantasmalaya. For today's lesson, this is just a short tutorials on how we can use logics, simple logic in computer programming, especially in C++. Okay, so we have this conditional statement in computer programming. Basically, it will test a certain condition if it is true or false. So in this session, we will be having the if-else statement. Okay. So by the way, I'm using the Cxxdroid. It is an Android application that caters C++ programming. This is to give advantage to those students who are using only smartphones. So the students without a computer, a laptop, or a tablet. So you can download the Cxxdroid from the Google Play Store, install it in your phone, in your smartphone, and you can start doing C++ code, C++ program. In my case, I am using an LDPlayer, which is a desktop Android emulator, because I am using a PC instead of an actual smartphone. Okay, so let's jump into the actual programming. So I have here already opened Cxxdroid, and then what we're going to do is start our program, a simple program with the header. So say sharp include stream.h, and then include conio.h. So basically the conio.h is could not be included, uh, but in my practice, I am always, since I am using a Turbo C++ back in the day, so I'm always including this conio.h because conio.h would allow me to use the CLR ACR, which will clear the screen, remove the previous display or the previous output. So I will not be removing that conio.h. So it's my personal practice to include that header in most of my program. Then shall we say just we will just going to use the void main so that we don't need to return anything, any value. And because we don't need to return anything, but just we are just going to present a sample program, a simple program of with conditional statement using the if-else statement. So say for example we have this um say float. So we'll create a program that will ask the user to input of the four grading grades, let's say prelim, midterm, semifinal, and final grade, and then it will compute the average grade, and then it will determine if the student could pass the semester or would uh, would have a failing grade and repeat the semester. So for example, so since we're going to ask for four grades, the prelim, the midterm, the semi-final, and the final, and then as well as we'll compute the average grade. So shall we say we need to have at least five float um, that a variable. I mean, so say GRD1, GRD2, GRD3, GRD4, and then EVG for the average. Then we will have C out. This will prompt the user to input the first grading grade. So for example, enter the prelim grade, and then the CN. So we have the GRD1, and then another C out. Enter the midterm grade. Okay. Mm. Then CN for GRD2, and maybe we can copy this, copy, and then paste. Okay, so this will be 3, and this will be 4. This will be semi-final, and this will be the final grade. Now that we have asked the user to enter or input the 4 types of grade, or the quarterly grade, we are now going to compute the average grade, which is the formula is to sum up the 4 grades and divide the um, sum or the answer into uh, 4 parts, since there are 4 grading periods. So we will divide the total sum of the grades from prelim, midterm, semi-final, and final into 4. So we could say AVJ equals GRD1 plus GRD2 plus GRD3 plus GRD4. And then since we need to divide the answer of these grades, the sum of the 4 grades, we have to put a parenthesis to separate the operation, and then the division sign, which is the forward slash, and then 4, number 4. And then in here, we are going to test. Now we are going to test if the average grade could make it to the passing grade or not. So what we are going to do is use the if else statement. So this is where the condition happens. So if avg is greater than 74, then else what will happen? Okay, so this is the most interesting part of the program, the application of the if else statement. So in here, if this condition results to true, meaning if this is true that the average grade is greater than 75 or greater than 74, so say it reaches 75, which is the lowest passing grade in the Philippines, so the 75 grade up to the maybe 99, so that is the passing grade. So if this is true that the average is greater than 74, so we'll say we will notify the student that it got a passing grade. So shall we say, congratulations, you have a passing grade of, and then we will include the actual grade. Or else if this condition results to true and no false, if the condition results to false, so meaning it did not reach at least 75, the average grade. So it means it is a failing grade. Say 74.9, 74 point something. So lower than 75 to be exact, that is a failing grade. So we will still inform the student that it got a failing grade. So shall we say, I'm sorry, but you failed this semester. Please try again next school year or next semester. And then say we still need to include the actual grade of the student so that that student will know what is the result of the competition. So we still need to add the EVG. So I guess it's too much. Please try again. I will just make it simple. Please try again next semester. Okay. So again, this program will return nothing. Return will not require you to return a value because it is using a void function type of main. It includes IO stream for basic input and output string, and then it uh, declares 5 float um, variables, which is that represents the grading period in a semester, grade out of the prelim, the midterm, the semifinal, the final, and then the average grade. Okay. Then we prompt the user to enter the prelim grade, the midterm grade, the semifinal grade, and then the final grade. And out of that four entered or supplied grade, we sum up that four grades and then have it divided by 4 since it is four it consists of 4 grading periods. And then if the average is greater than 74, say 75 and higher, that means the student passed the subject. So we'll display into the screen the congratulations, you have a passing grade of, and then the actual average grade. But if this condition results false, meaning the student has an average grade which is 74 or lower, this will be the output on your screen. I'm sorry, but you failed this semester. Please try again next semester, and then we will add the actual grade. So if this really works, our program really works, this will display either this one or this one. So we'll try that by pressing the play button. So just enter the prelim grades. So for example, first we are going to produce a failing grade. So say 74, 65, 75, and then 70. So it says, I'm sorry, but you failed this semester. Please try again next semester. Your grade is 71. So that is the average grade. Then see, for example, if we rerun this program and supply a passing grade instead, say for example 85, 84, 81, 80, and then 95. So it will say, congratulations, you have a passing grade of 86 as the average. See, this is a more logical program using conditional statement, using the if else statement. But that is how the if else statement works in C++ or in computer programming. So there is another conditional statement aside from if else. It is the switch case, but we'll talk about that on the next session, on the next video. If you have questions and clarifications regarding on how to use the if else statement or the conditional statement in computer programming or in C++ programming or in a related to Cxxdroid application, please comment. We'll try to answer your questions, and then that's it for today. Thank you so much.